Alright, so this is part 2 of our video on monochromatic landscape painting, and we have already painted, we've done our notes and we painted this far. So tint 1, we actually painted the entire mat board. I'm using mat board. If you haven't seen that first video, you can go look. I'll put it in the video description. And then tint 2 was here, and then just right out of the bottle, or out of our package, straight paint was 3, and we did like 3 or 4 coats of that. Okay, and now we're going to do shade number 4 and number 5. So let's get started. Get my paint out. I'm just going to put, I don't need white anymore, I just need color and black. You might want to shake it a little bit so long as your top is firmly on. This blue does separate a little bit, so I'm just gonna mix it up, put some blue down on my palette. Gonna wipe that off a little bit. And then we're going to get some black. You're not going to need a lot of black. Okay, you might need to stir it, you might not. Put some black out here. Put the lids back on. Okay, don't let it sit out the whole time. Okay, and the first thing we're going to mix is this number 4 shade. Okay, so it's black and blue, but not very much black. So I have some black in mine. I'm just going to scoop it on over here. And the nice thing about doing the swatches ahead of time, or the tests ahead of time, is once I get it to a color I think it's close, I can swatch it right here. So really mix it up well. I don't know if that's going to be enough, so I'm going to put some more in just so I have enough. I don't really like to mix paint in the middle of painting it, right? So a little bit more black. Hope you guys are enjoying this project. I like it. Okay, so I can just like go like that and see if it's close to that. It's pretty close, but I might make it a little darker, just a little bit. There we go. So I'm just going to paint that in the next hill towards us. So in this one here and this one here. Remember, we really want a hard edge when we're painting. So what that means is put this underneath here. It's nice and exact on the edge. So one way I do it is I just kind of pull out the paint like this until I have a nice straight brush, and use that edge, that chisel edge, to go in here. This has been drying for actually a few days. It's a few days later that I'm recording this. So it's nice and dry, and I'm going to put a couple of coats down just like I did the layer before. Okay, white really adds an opacity, but since we're not adding white anymore, it's going to be kind of transparent. It's going to show all those brush strokes, make sure they're all going horizontal like this. So I'm going to put on 2 or 3 coats of this darker color so it really gets dark. So I'm going to go over here and do the same. Make sure you go all the way to the edge here. You can even go on the edge. And make sure that you're making your brush strokes go all in the same way. This painting we're going horizontal, right? Because it's like a landscape here. Just trying to even it out. If I make these little mistakes here, it's not a big deal because I'm going to be painting over that. So I'm going to let this dry for a minute or two, and I'm going to come back and put on a second coat, and then come back and put on a third coat. And I'm going to put my third coat on with the same color. Just let it dry for a few minutes. But my goal is so that I don't see any streaks or any brush strokes in here. That's one of the things that you'll be graded on if you're in my class. So we really want to get a solid color in here. Okay, and I'm ready for my last coat down here. It's going to be the color plus black, and on the screen here it might look like that is black, but it really is like a nice navy blue. I don't know if you can catch it there in the light. So in person it's a lot lighter. You don't want it to be too dark at that number 4. And then number 5 is blue plus black but more. So black is pretty powerful, so you want to make sure that you still have quite a bit of blue in there, but it should also be darker than this last one. So it's a balance. It's something that you can put a little swatch down and see what color you're getting. But you can see I'm mixing up. I need to mix up a lot, okay, because I have a lot to paint here. So that's another thing to consider when you're mixing paint, is how much to mix. This is acrylic paint, so it will dry pretty quickly. So don't mix too much, but yet mix enough that you can use up. So I'm just adding a little bit more black and really, really getting it mixed. Okay, and we'll see how I did. If it's darker, it is darker, but I think I'd like to add even more black to it so that I get some contrast between layers, because that's another thing that I'm going to look for. I'm going to get a clean brush so that I don't contaminate my black here. Making it just a little bit darker. There we go. Okay. Go right over that. This is where I can really fix any mistakes that I might have here. I want that nice hard edge. And then we're going to come in and pull the paint down. And fill all this in. And this is definitely going to take a few coats, okay, to get the brush strokes kind of filled in and to get it solid. That's what we're looking for. Go right to the bottom. Hopefully you have your surface protected with some paper. I didn't do that, but in class you'll do that, or if you're at home you should do that for sure. Paper towel, something like that. And as you put it on, you want to try to go in the direction that you want the brush strokes to go, which is horizontal. Just adding in a little bit more paint there. like I said, I'm definitely going to do a couple of coats. So this first layer here is just a base layer, but it is darker than the one before it, which is great. I'm going to go along the edge here, along the bottom, really finish it off nicely. Make sure you paint all the way to the edges. Okay, and the edges should be painted too. So I'm going to let this dry, and then I'll come back for coat number 2. Okay, I'll just let it sit for a little while, and now I'm going to put on the second coat. And I'll probably put on a third coat as well, just to make it really solid. That's what we're looking for. Solid color, no brush strokes. And I would suggest you go horizontal, like I had said earlier. It looks black on the video, but it is definitely a blue black in person. Dry outside. Alright guys, so here is the final painting. I had put a third coat on it off camera, and it's still drying a little bit. Okay, so I hope you are successful in this project, and I hope you enjoy your painting after you're done. I hope you like it. And thanks for watching. If you are watching this on YouTube and you're not in my high school classes, I would love for you to subscribe. You can click on the like and subscribe button right down below this video, and so then it will help me get other people to watch this video. I would be so grateful. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.